After a lot of back and forth on Saturday, the second batch of hostages and prisoners are being released on Saturday. There are 13 Israeli hostages, 7 foreign nationals from Gaza, and 39 Palestinian prisoners who are also being released. This is the second day of this agreement between Hamas and Israel. There were concerns because Hamas said that it was delaying the second release. It accused Israel of violating the terms of the agreement. It said that Israel did not allow enough aid to go into Gaza, that it only allowed 50% into the north of Gaza of what it said it would. It also accused Israel of not releasing enough veteran Palestinians in the first batch of the releases. Qatar then said that it stepped in with Egypt and was able to overcome this situation. Now, this just shows how tenuous and how fragile this deal is. This is a 4-day truce, and this is the second day of it. On Friday, the deal went very well. People in Israel were jubilant. They lined the streets as the first batch of hostages were released. Many of them were waiting in what is now called Hostages Square in Tel Aviv. They were waiting for their loved ones. They met them at the hospitals where they were receiving medical care and psychological first aid. It is also very likely that Israel troops are going to try and speak with a lot of these hostages to find out information about what they went through. On the same note, it was bittersweet for a lot of these families who still have hostages in Gaza. They gave a press conference on Saturday and made it very clear that they were going to keep the hostage situation front and center and continue pushing the international community as well as Israel's government to make sure that all of the hostages are released. On the Palestinian side on Friday, it was the same feeling in the streets. In the West Bank, we had an Associated Press reporter there who saw people celebrating, cars were honking, there were fireworks, people were waving Hamas flags as those Palestinian prisoners were released. Now, a lot of those prisoners were taken in for minor offenses such as throwing stones or disturbing the public peace. It's important to note that human rights groups say they go into a military court and they're often not given proper due process. Now, this is the second day of what is a 4-day truce. If it goes well, there is the possibility to extend this agreement. For every day that there is no fighting, there will be an additional 10 hostages that could be released. But it really depends on how these first few days goes.